progress through this dial. This is segment 1 of part 2 of this dock diorama, and did a little more damage to it. Definitely wanted to go in that direction, and I wanted to beat it up pretty good. And so tonight, despite the fact that it's like 95 degrees in this where I'm at, inside is I got a fan on me, so that's helping, but it's hot. So anyway, yeah, man, I've been here 3rd of July. Actually, it's supposed to be really bad weather in Boston tomorrow, so they canceled the 4th of July fireworks celebration, and it was done tonight. So I was able to see that, and that was cool, and was able to see it right off the front porch. Yeah, so I definitely wanted to put some more holes in. I think I love to see John Connor was actually one of the first guys that I saw kind of put that really bright. I ended up getting some instead of a poster board, I got some foam board in a pink and a yellow that I've used, and it's gonna be cool because I'm gonna be able to light up or put a bright background behind here. In here for certain shots, and then can do just a dark shot. So it just again gives me options, man. I'm always talking about getting as many options as you can from these dials. Was able to do this, and so the goal here was to kind of make it look like it was somewhat, like if somebody got thrown into that corner or had been kind of destroyed. So the effect that I wanted, I didn't get the exact effect that I wanted, because more than anything, it should have been dented, but not necessarily have those gaps. At the end of the day, the gaps are actually going to serve me well when it comes to the pictures, but in terms of the realistic part of it, it probably wouldn't have done this if you would have, thrown, if the Hulk would have thrown the thing into that corner. It would have stretched out a little more, and then maybe some of the seams would have come up, but not as many as here. So definitely not accurate, but a lot of times at the end it'll give it a cool effect. So whatever lighting comes out of here will also come out of this section here, as well as that vent. I damaged the vent, and I also damaged the vent on the grate on the door. This is gonna be a wooden door, so once you paint it, you'll see the effects. And then I have a bunch of debris that I'm just not gonna glue around. This is still not glued. I'm about to start gluing that down, and I guess I'll destroy a little bit more. But the final step is gonna be the mangled up. Why is it when I do videos, sometimes I forget the words of things? Railing, so the rails. So, just imagine if there was a rail here. So if somebody comes out, they're not going to just fall down onto the street level. So the railing that I'm going to create is going to use the same material, which is actually this. So I'll use that with some dowel rods and create that railing. So this is segment 1 of part 2 of this video, and this was where I'm at. And again, I have a little bit of a break, so I'm working on a commission, and it just got extended to a week from tomorrow. So that's great, just because I'll be able to get to this and hopefully finish by this weekend. And I think I want to destroy it a little more. I don't think I'm done. So before I paint it, I think I'll hold off. It's Thursday night, no work tomorrow, so I'll hold off on painting, on giving it that base color until I destroy a little bit more. So I may do a little more in terms of the, maybe a little bit more there. I still have to finish the manhole cover, and I may do a little bit of more damage on the street itself. But yeah, man, so working with this was actually a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass. And let me just show the back of it real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to show the back of it now. Once I'm done painting it, I'm not going to paint the back, so you'll be able to see the effect. Because it's I use toothpicks, no No big secret there. Alright, so this is where I'm at. So next time you will see base. It'll be all black, and then we'll start creating it from there. Alright, y'all. Peace. So this is gonna be, or this is the handrail that I created for this dial. So this pretty much is gonna be here after I paint it black, and then I'm gonna have this one kind of on the side. But basically what it is, this is parchment paper, so I kind of set it on parchment paper. This stuff is that that Tamiya epoxy putty, and I don't know if you guys got a good look at it. I got it on eBay from a seller in China. It was like $6, $7 ship, something like that. So what I did is kind of sharpen these up, and then so I'll mark them where I'm gonna put them here, and create something where it kind of becomes a, you know, I think I have something where I can kind of slip that into. Yeah, so I'm gonna spray paint this in black and give it a little bit of rust action and all that good stuff. But basically all I did was just broke up some stick, put on some fancy little, you know, I just envisioned, you know, bent metal, you know, a bent handrail. And again, this will, you know, it'll go like that. It'll be removable. And I'm hoping once it's done, it'll definitely lend to the destruction of this dial. So I definitely wanted to get that in quick. So yeah, so all it was is this stuff is pretty sticky to work with. I usually use rubber gloves and then kind of shape it up, and it's almost like, you know, Play-Doh or clay, and just kind of let it sit overnight, about 24 hours. Now it's pretty solid, and I'm comfortable with how solid it is. Just wanted to do that real quick so you guys had an idea before I get to painting this piece. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, so this is gonna be this is unfinished. I am not finished with this yet. Basically, it's just mostly dry brushing and airbrushing work at this point. So I have to dry brush that back door and airbrush the brick and the cement and give it some dark tones and what have you. So that's pretty much what's left. But I'm not going to show that video or that segment of the video here. Instead, I'm going to invite everybody to go to the Dial Structure page on Facebook, and I will add the link. And so I'll have the finished pictures over there. The reason I'm not done with it yet is because I have another dial that I'm working on, that it's a commission job that is due this weekend. So I usually like for me to wait until I have 2 jobs or 2 dioramas where I can airbrush them instead of, again, I've said it before, airbrushing can be a pain in the ass. You got to clean the whole system, blah blah. So I'd rather just have 2 dials so I can airbrush. So I'm gonna wait for me to finish that one, so then I can airbrush that one, and then I will airbrush this one at the same time. So yeah, if you want to see the final product, final pics, go there, and they should be up in about a week and a half or something like that. Regardless, join the group. It's a great group, great talent. So you should be in that group anyway if you have a Facebook account. Okay, so I'm done with the rails. I think I envisioned them being a little more, a little more messed up than this, but I am definitely happy with the finished product. So I am cool. I haven't completely installed them. Like, I have to stab them all the way through. I kind of went up to a certain notch here, and so that I have a kind of a setting as how deep I want to go with it. So I just kind of, you know, started the hole out, and then I'll work it a little bit and get it in there. You know, obviously it's going to be, you know, removable. So when you put the dial away, used the epoxy putty dowel rods and spray painted it. I still have to come back with a a dry brush, excuse me, like a rusty type dry brush to give it that look. Finished this yesterday. I'm kind of happy with it. I wanted to make that door look like it was kind of rusting away. So I was able to kind of use a darker brown and a lighter rusty looking brown to kind of give it that feel. And what I did is I watered down the paint a lot, so what I was put on was super thin, so it dried where you can kind of almost still see the silver and the black base coat in the background behind that rusty. So I'm happy how that came out. Put some moss in there, so that's all set. What are the highlights? I don't know, man. I think overall I'm definitely amped up, man. I love, I'm gonna be able to do some shots using heroes jumping over this railing, or bad guys jumping over. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Looking forward to that. I guess what I can do is give it the quick breakdown. The door is pretty much just cut into the, so it's just a pressed door into the foam board. That is balsa wood surrounding it. That's green is that stuff that I've used a whole bunch of times. You can find it in the sewing department, real cheap, like 60 cents, and it's like a sheet of it. So I can use that at different angles to kind of replicate. So as you can see here, you can use, that's what you would see on a door, and then on an event you wouldn't get that that same angle. Let me see all I have to lift it up a little bit, but the manhole cover does come off, which is great. And then yes, I am eventually going to build a dial where this can be propped on, and this kind of becomes the street level, and underneath will be like the sewer type level. But yeah, was able to create this. Just somebody had asked, did I already do this? Damn, if I already did this, I apologize. I may not have. What I just did is I circled, got a cup, circled, or traced it, traced a circle, and kind of made it so that the, that normal fitting or normal sized legends would fit into it. So in this case, Beast is kind of, I'd have to squeeze him through, but other characters that aren't as bulky fit through there just fine. So I just, cut it, and when I cut it, naturally when I cut, for whatever reason, I cut kind of angled. So as my, my habit of cutting that way, what it allowed me to do is that when this popped out, obviously it was thicker, I cut it in half, and then because of that angle, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays right there. I mean, it'll go a little bit in the corner, but and that's all due to how I cut it in the first place, which again was not on purpose at all. Complete mistake, and somehow it worked out. So that's definitely something, and obviously I have to still touch up before I give it the kind of the final acrylic sealer. But it does give me options to have, somebody picking it up, throwing it at somebody. Some lights coming from underneath, so it's definitely a cool little feature. And then I'll just do a quick breakdown, and then we're pretty much done with this as far as YouTube is concerned. So obviously these aren't permanent. Yeah, so all magnetized as always. These are held up by, for example, this is magnetized, this piece is magnetized, right? But it isn't magnetized to the wall. It's just held between, on top of here and underneath that extra kind of project foam board. Same thing with over here. This is magnetized, and then when I put that, it just kind of rests on top of these. And so, side wall, back wall. Beast is a 6 inch, I believe, 6 5.5, 6 inches. So yeah, so once it's everything is said and done, that's how it stacks up. Made out of foam board, so it's extra light, easy to put away. The acrylic spray paint definitely makes the paint stronger. It makes it adhere a little bit better, so that the figures aren't kind of poking through. And that's where we're at. All right, y'all. Dial Structure, Facebook, check it out. Peace.